The events of 1773 and 1774 had culminated in a revolutionary crisis, and the events of 1775 were to determine whether the differences between England and the colonies would be compromised or fought out on the battlefield. In 1774, the colonists gave an ominous hint that it might be too late for compromise when they organized extra-legal provincial congresses to act as state governments. In fact, most of the delegates to the First Continental Congress had been appointed by these governments. The members of the state governments knew that if their resistance was to have any real meaning, it must be backed up with the force of arms. By the end of the year, 10 of the states were at work gathering arms and preparing for future emergencies. In April 1775, General Gage received orders to arrest some of the leaders of the Massachusetts Patriots. General Gage decided to go beyond these orders and to seize the military stores his spies had informed him were being assembled in the village of Concord, Massachusetts. He neither caught the rebel leaders nor completely destroyed the military supplies. A troop of 700 British regulars did reach Concord on April 19th, 1775, after scattering some slight resistance at Lexington, and they managed to destroy some of the rifles and ammunition that the colonists had been unable to hide. Then, as the British turned back to Boston, they were set upon by angry Minutemen who peppered them from behind fences and trees, and after the raid, the British counted 273 dead, wounded, and missing. The Americans had lost 93. 273 versus 93? Now that's a massacre. That's a massacre. Far more important than the skirmish itself were the propaganda possibilities that dropped into the Patriots' hands. They concocted chilling reports of British atrocities and rapine and convinced many of the colonists that Britain was thirsting for American blood. And that's why on May 10th, 1775, the Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia. By June, 65 delegates had arrived, representing all 13 colonies. None of them could have imagined that they were to continue in session with only brief recesses for the next 14 years. They were a distinguished group, excited by the news of Lexington and Concord militia. John Adams was moved to write to his wife Abigail, "Oh, that I were a soldier. Oh, that I were a soldier." Here's some pictures. Hey, I like pictures. Do ya? Oh, do ya? Lexington and Concord. Uh-huh. Is that what Anderson Aldridge, that's what... We're going to get ourselves a Constitution and a Bill of Rights and 3 branches of government? Is that what he's talking about? Because that's a revolution I'd get behind.